Hi, I'm Brenda Buglione, and welcome to an all-new episode of SnowMotion. This week, I'm riding up the chairlift with inspirational adaptive athlete Trevor Kennison and delving deeper into his story with Level 1's film, Full Circle. World Cup race teams share some great tips on snow and dry land. And then we'll head to the powdery paradise of Niseko, Japan. There's so much snow to get to, so here we go.
Since 1976, U.S. ski and snowboarding has relied on the name Steadman to keep its athletes on the slopes, competing and winning against the world's best. Today, that legacy continues as the most innovative minds in sports medicine provide personalized patient care to our nation's best. On the World Cup Tour and beyond, the Steadman Clinic and Steadman Philippon Research Institute, treating Team USA and the athlete in all of us.
SnowMotion is brought to you by the Steadman Clinic, treating Team USA and the athlete in all of us. And by Gorsuch. Faced with a life-altering injury in 2014, Trevor Kennison could have given up winter sports altogether. But with perseverance, grit, and support, he has emerged as a force of nature in adaptive sports. Trevor, I can't believe I bumped into you today at the Red Bull Cascade event.
Yeah, super cool.
What are you doing here?
Well, first off, I live in Winter Park, and then I have a bunch of friends that built the course, and then all my friends are hitting the course. Bobby Brown, that's one of my good buddies, and it's just like our worlds collided. So.
I can't believe it. Well, you've been on SnowMotion television because I have you going off the Corbett Couloir.
Yeah.
I mean, why did you do that?
Let's see. It was just something like I wanted to do just for like myself, and I had a vision of trying to be a free skier, you know, adaptive free skier, and that was just like the steps that I took. And yeah, it was crazy. Like when I like hit it, it was just funny because I'm by myself. I drive there by myself. I didn't have like someone to help me carry my skis. It was just me. And yeah, when I hit it and I landed, I got double bounced, I landed, and like the couloir up top and the bottom with the roars, I was just like the chills. It was super cool.
Okay, so I've already gotten to take a chairlift ride with you earlier today.
Yep.
But can you tell us how you broke your back?
Yep. So I was 22 and I was a snowboarder, and I was trying to, you know, progress in the park. So I strapped into my backcountry board Goofy that day, and I wanted to ride for 30 days straight so I can get way better when I go back to my park board. And I hit a jump, I cut an edge, I'm flying through the air like a Superman. I tucked my neck because I didn't want to land on my neck, and I land right on my back, and then my board and boots compressed, and I heard a loud pop, landed like a taco, and then my buddy was like, "Come on, man, get up," and I looked down, I was like, "Dude, I can't move." He's like, "Come on, get up," and I was like, "Dude, I can't move my legs," and I shattered T11, T12 my vertebrae, punctured my spinal cord, and dislocated my back 90 degrees into my stomach. And anyways, I lay there for 3.5 hours, and the first hour and a half was like, I was so much adrenaline, and then the last hour and a half it wore off, and I was just like telling myself, like looking up, it was snowing so slow and so bright out, and I was just like, all right, don't close your eyes. And that was like my biggest thing, was like, don't close them, because I didn't think I'd wake up again.
Oh my God. And look where you are right now.
Yeah. I don't know. It's pretty wild to like step back and really like realize where I've come from.
So who taught you how to ski in a sit ski?
Pauline Farrell out at Adaptive Sports Center in Crescent Butte.
Okay, yeah.
But other than that, it was like my sister got me on the slopes, her and my brother-in-law. And then my brother-in-law, he would work nights, and then I would meet up with him at 9 o'clock. But like no matter what, say if it was like really crappy out or it snowed like 2 feet, you know how like when it snows 2 feet, no one's gonna wait for you, right?
No one.
Every single time he skied behind me. I did my first tree runs with him. I did my first double black down. You know what I mean? Like all these things, but like he gave me the confidence enough to like hit a jump, and he was just like, Trev, you got this. And it's like, I'm like, yo, can you pick me up just in case? And like he'd ski behind me, just in case if I messed up. And I would mess up a lot. So I give him all the credit for like who I am and why I do the stuff I do.
Okay, tell us about the new project that you've been working on.
Yeah, so the whole like project, how it started, I wanted to like do a little docu-series. One of my sponsors gave me film budget to go do it, and you know I was already like pulling backflips at that time. I go in the backcountry with Burke Irving, right across there, and it was my first time in 5 years.
Since you broke your back.
Since I broke my back. And so that let alone was very emotional and awesome. Right. So I invited Berman to go out there, Josh Berman from Level 1, and we went out there and I like pull a backflip, I clip my tips and like eat crap completely. And then I go and do it again, and I stomp the backflip, and he was just like, can we do a year or two film project? And I was like, let's do it, man. And then 3 months later, we went back to the same area that I broke my back on Vail Pass. And I pulled the world's first double backflip. Ah! Let's go! My mom was out there, my sister, just a good crew, and
I would have cried. I mean, your mom must have been crying because that's wild.
Yeah, it was pretty wild.
Are you making a living being a professional athlete? You are, aren't you? I mean,
it blows my mind to just like look back at things. But it's really cool to like look back at like, you know, where I came from and like now like how can I like make a living for myself and like, you know, have a family. And you know, I love skiing and like I'll always do it forever, but at the same time it's like, you know, I don't want to die doing it. You know, there's just so many more like opportunities and like way more stuff out there than just skiing. You know, like if I can give back to like kids and, you know, the next generation, just leave my mark in that sense, you know.
That's great. Are you involved in an organization?
High Fives Foundation.
High Five, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Okay. Who are your sponsors?
GoPro, Eddie Bauer, Spy Optics, Volcal, Marker, Dobello, Fat Tire, Altera, Winter Park, Darn Tough, Extra Tough, and Wells Lamont.
Wow.
And then they're actually, I'm like, just talked to someone where they're making an animated kids book of me. So, and then turning it into a color book. So it's just rad, you know?
He's rad. Why are you so gutsy?
I mean, here's the thing, it's like, what else am I gonna do? You could get hit by a car walking across the street, so it's like, might as well live your life. I'm doing it smart.
Calculated.
Calculated.
You know how to do a double back in a ski. He knows how to do it.
It's really, really cool, like where I am now, because yeah, I've had amazing people like help me get to where I am, and foundations and friends and whatever, relationships. But at the same time, it's like, without me putting in that work and doing everything on my own, like I wouldn't have made what I've made for myself. So super thankful.
Well, I mean, you're one of my idols. I mean, when I saw you today, I was just, oh my God. What you do is pretty incredible in terms of pushing the limits in a sit ski.
Appreciate that.
Oh yeah! Yeah, Trevor!
Okay, we gotta
thank you
wrap
so
it
much.
up.
Yeah, thank you.
So glad I got to see you today.
for
And
sure.
Thank you for the time, and you be careful.
Yes, safety first. That's all it's about.
Safety first. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Safety first. Coming up, see more of Trevor's incredible journey in Level 1's film, Full Circle. And Norwegian ski racer Atle Lie McGrath shares a drill for instant feedback on proper position in your turns. Don't go anywhere.
Dream job? Oh God. Marine biologist. A food critic.
I already started a coffee roasting business, Pacific Crest Coffee Company. And our first location's doing really well, and we're opening up a second location now in Truckee. Outside of ski racing, definitely dream job, heli ski guide.
Lifty at Cochrane Ski Area. Feed has everything you need to fuel your workout. Hydration, gels, chews. We even have breakfast shakes. Ready for your ride?
Totally. Let's go.
Join over 500,000 athletes that are fueled by the feed.
Gels every 20 minutes.
Your feed coach can help you pick out what you need for your workouts.
Thanks, feed coach.
Don't forget to hydrate.
Doesn't matter if you just started training or you plan to win the World Championships. Shop today to get a free water bottle printed with your name. Visit thefeed.com. Fuel your workout.
We don't just repair injuries, we look within to harness the body's own power to heal and decipher the delicate balance of tendon, cartilage, and bone. Developing new treatments so you recover faster. The Stedman Clinic and Stedman Philippon Research Institute. The future of orthopedic medicine is here.
For all my latest ski tips and chairlift interviews, subscribe to SnowMotion on YouTube and follow me on Instagram at Brenda Buglione 1 and on Facebook at Brenda Buglione. Atle, watching you ski, and you're such a strong skier, I'm noticing that both knees are pretty much in line.
Yeah, so there are different philosophies. Some people will ski with more of an A frame where it kind of shows an A in a sense.
Yes.
But the good thing about being more parallel, it's a bit easier to activate both ankles and knees. And then also we talk a lot about the hips. This is maybe a little bit more complicated, but we talk a lot about the hips being neutral and facing down the hill. And the second you kind of go in with the knee, it's very easy to go like this. And once you go like this, then all of a sudden you'll get less grip.
Does that mean you're more countered?
Yeah, if you're going like this, I'm moving my weight to the inside ski, and then all of a sudden you don't achieve the 80-20 pressure. So it's easier to stay more above the skis and keep the pressure over the outside when you're activating both knees at the same time.
Okay.
It's a good way to start the turn. It's very easy because it doesn't take much.
Yeah.
Just kind of start by rolling on. It's a great way to start the turn.
Okay, what would you tell someone that has a little bit of A-frame in their skiing to change it?
I would say to think of like the hips being as parallel and following the tips as much as possible.
Okay.
Although it might feel a bit uncomfortable at times, it's like the more you can follow, the more like neutral you will be in your position. And then when you're in a good neutral position, then you can kind of play around with longer turns, shorter turns, clean turns, or fast turns. So as you can see, I'm using my poles as guidance to see if I'm actually following my skis. So you want to think that you're a big platform like this. So this is a great drill. Just take your poles out to the side, think about following the tips, and going like this or like this will mean that you're not imbalanced as long as you're staying straight. And they're following your tips and you're always facing forwards, you're imbalanced and you're going to be in a great neutral position.
Atle is so right. You're taking both knees and ankles and driving them equally into the snow to keep your hip bones facing the tips of your skis. Let's try the drill he taught us today. We're going to hold our poles out on either side. If I end up with my poles not square to my body, that's instant feedback that I over-rotated and dropped my knee and my hip too soon. We want to drop them together and stay square. See the difference? This versus this. Let's try it. Making slow turns, trying to angle both skis the same. When I'm doing it wrong would be that I'm this way. I want to stay square, keep my hips square to the tips of my skis. Try this drill. You'll get instant feedback when you're doing it right. Full Circle follows Trevor Kennison on his path towards post-traumatic growth, alongside the story of Jackson Hole legend and leader in the disability community, Barry Corbett. Visit Full Circle Film for more on this moving story.
This is the first time I've been here since my accident. I just remember laying there thinking about my girlfriend, my parents, not being a plumber anymore, not doing the things I love anymore. And I looked at my feet. I knew right away. It sucks what happened to me, but it's gonna be okay. And I feel like I keep proving that every day. Let's
go! That first goal people set is, I wanna walk. What happens if it doesn't come true?
You're starting from scratch. You're trying to figure out a whole new life.
Sit skiing gave me that freedom being out of my wheelchair. I could go anywhere on the mountain. I could be just like anyone else.
How does tragedy transform itself into opportunities?
He's not just an adaptive athlete. He's just an athlete.
You've got to set goals. He wanted to compete in the X Games.
Trevor Kennison looking to make history out here today.
And he wanted to jump into Corbett's couloir.
There's so much lore about Corbett's couloir, but nobody knows Barry Corbett's full story.
Well, you want the real story or you want the story that we spun?
Barry Corbett was this larger-than-life human being. Expert skier, outdoorsman, rock climber.
The phone rang. It's been a terrible accident. It's Barry.
There's a really poetic circle here, from Trevor's life to Dad's life.
He redefined what was possible.
He taught people how to look at disability in new ways that they'd never thought of.
Here's Trevor, 50 years later, embodying the same spirit.
For Trevor's biggest goal, he wanted to return to where his injury happened, to become the first person ever to land a double backflip in a sit ski.
I want to take what the mountain took for me. It gave me such a purpose to life. It literally soothes my soul.
Let's go!
As the founders of Surefoot, Bob and Russ Shea are obsessed with creating the perfect ski boot for you because they know that a properly fitted custom ski boot will make you a better skier, whatever level you're at. At Surefoot, they've developed a process that guarantees the perfect fit for each customer, and of course, they are obsessed with the process.
We have 300 experts in Surefoot on the world that all use that exact same process.
Surefoot, better fitting, better skiing.
If we want to protect the places we love, we must vote. America is a nation of many nations, many histories, many experiences. But despite our different paths, we all converged here. You see, our common ground is the land itself, our playgrounds, and places we love. Now we must protect them from the effects of climate change. If you love the land, make a plan to vote this November.
We see athletes as the ones that set goals. Goals in the recovery of a life-altering injury. The individuals that redefine the magic of getting back up. Those that reframe their own recoveries to not be identified by their disability, but by what they will find next as their new ability to succeed. We are High Fives, the safety net of the outdoor sports community.
SnowMotion is brought to you by Surefoot. Better fitting, better skiing. And by Vocal, high-tech made where we live and ski. Welcome back to SnowMotion. To absorb every twist and turn on the mountain, you need a strong core. Here's an exercise the U.S. ski team does to build stability and balance. Okay, we know that for skiing, we need strong quads. Per, what other muscles in the body need to be strong for high performance and safety on the slopes?
The core is really important for us to stabilize and be able to transfer force through the body.
It kind of grounds the athlete into the snow, and it helps with rotational forces when they go through the turns. So we're going to go through what we call a split squat stance core rotation, where we have bands and we rotate around the axis of the body to train the muscle to stabilize as we're going through acceleration, deceleration, and the rotational forces the athletes are getting exposed to. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to stabilize in the hips, right? And be really strong in the core region to be able to transfer force. So we're going to be in a pretty deep, big split squat. And then we're going to have the band and we're going to rotate around the axis of the spine. There we go. And really feel strong engagement in the core, in the glute as well. So you're stabilizing between the feet. Transferring force from one foot to the other and using that band to really activate around the core.
I feel it in my quad, I feel it in my glute, and here.
Exactly, in the core. Now you do 8 repetitions in 2 sets each side. Beautiful. So we do that exercise to be able to transfer force through the body from the quadriceps into the core and then into the other body parts, right? So we are one unit as we ski, right?
Okay, this one's gonna be a good one. It does everything.
Riding the chairlift is second nature, but here's a few simple tricks that I do that will make it even better and more comfortable. All right, first thing I do, when I get into the line, I undo my boots because I want my blood to flow and my feet to warm up on the lift. The second thing is I always take my pole straps off. They're on like this. I take them off, hold my poles in one hand, and when I sit down, I take my poles, stick them under my leg, and sit on them. That frees up my hands to do anything I need to do, like pull the bar down, which I always like to do. And then you can take your cell phone out, take a few photos, and then check my email. You know, you can work on the chairlift. It's perfect. Filmmaker and skier Eric Pollard immerses us in the magic of Japan in the short film, A Place Called Niseko. With a vibrant local culture and endless powder, Niseko is a winter wonderland dream of a destination. Follow at Eric R. Pollard on Instagram for more. Well, that's all for this episode of SnowMotion. Thanks for watching, and make sure to tune in next week for more winter sports action. Until then, I'm Brenda Buglione, and we'll see you on the slopes.